Hello, 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 hello. Thank you all for coming in. This is Sharing the Story with Harabed's Thoughts. This here is Deborah J. And thank you so much for coming to the show. And our special guest will be arriving in just a moment, and I will welcome her in just a moment. We have Miss Sharise N. Johnson Moore, and I would like to welcome her to the stage in just a moment. And five, four, three, two, and one. Here she is. We have Miss Sharise N. Johnson Moore. She is the CEO and author. She is the CEO of Sharise N. Johnson Moore Enterprises. And I will let her give you a little brief synopsis before we get started with her interview. And you have the floor, Miss Sharise Johnson Moore.
Hello, Miss Deborah. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing today?
I'm blessed by the best. Blessed by the best.
Amen. Amen to that. So I was just telling them that you are the CEO of Sharise N. Johnson Moore Enterprises as well as being an author. So with that being said, excuse me and forgive me. With that being said, and then I'll call you Sharise or Miss Sharise. All right, if that's okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about how you got started as an author.
Okay, so everybody buckle up your seatbelts. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, how I got started as an author is it came from losing the three most important people in my life. My grandmother, she passed November the 5th of 2011. And my father
Mhm.
passed 3 years later, 2 weeks before my birthday,
Oh my goodness.
July the 14th of 2014. And then my mother passed 6 months after my father, in January the 5th of 2015, right there at the new year, right?
Oh my goodness.
So I was sitting at my mother's funeral, and my brother was at the podium, right?
Hmm.
And while he was talking, I heard a voice specifically say this to me. Now it is time for you to write your book.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm sitting around like, okay, I know I'm not crazy. Right?
Hmm.
And I sat there for a little while longer, and then the voice spoke to me again and repeated the same thing. Now it's time for you to write your book. And I'm like, oh, right. My brother, he sounded like want at this time, right? Sound like
Right.
Charlie Brown school teacher, right?
Hmm.
So then I was sitting there and the voice spoke again, and the voice said, now it's time for you to write your book. I said, okay, Lord, whatever you want me to do, I will do it. And I was saying I said it out loud. My sister thought I was talking to her, right?
Right.
So she said, you say something to me? I said, no, girl, I'm just here talking to the Lord, right?
Right.
And after I left my mother's funeral, I returned back home, and the next day I started writing my book, Coming to Loving Yourself. So that's
Okay.
how I became an author. And and from there it just, God just kept giving me vision after vision after vision. So
Mhm.
yeah, so that's my journey as a first time author.
Okay. So now, where did the title come from?
The Lord gave me the title because I didn't know what I was gonna title this book. I said, okay, Lord,
Right.
what should I call the book? So then he said, Coming to Loving Yourself. And I was like, ooh, that sounds like a nice title. So
Right.
stay with that title, and that's how I received that title. God gave me that
Mhm.
the title of my book.
Okay. Okay. So, how long did it take you to write your book?
It took me about 2 years. two
Okay.
years because I hand wrote everything I had in I was handwriting long, like hand written everything in the
Right.
book, right?
Pen and paper.
Yeah, pen and paper, and then I would compose it on my computer in a Word document. So,
Okay.
and then I was work for 6 months, stop for 6 months, work for 6 months, and stop for 6 months.
Mhm.
And um, and then I realized I had made a mistake. I made a mistake, and I had my editor at the time. She had did my first 3 chapters. So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, all right, I can finish this book no time, right? So she
Right.
gave me back the manuscript, the 3 chapters. I was like, okay, all right, I can upload these to KDP, right?
Mhm.
All right, I'll upload them. I forget all, and then they when you upload a book, they say, okay, well, you got 90 days before it go live.
Right.
Really forgot all about I had uploaded that book and forgot about 90 days until I got that email from Amazon, uh,
Right.
saying your book is live, and I'm like, oh my god, let me take
Uh,
this down and take it down, put everything together. Then I had to re-upload it, and so that's how that happened.
Good thing nobody had purchased it now.
Right? Like, but then, how could I say this? When you send the stuff out to the copyright office, you send off what you
Mhm.
already have. But then
Right.
when you do the finished product, they say, well,
Mhm.
you got to give us the other copy too. Because
Mhm.
I really hadn't copywritten the first version of the book. And
Okay.
they said, well, since you made it live, you have to send us a copy of what you already put out. And so I had to send
Okay.
that, then pay some more money. I had already paid for the, paid for that. Then I had to go back and pay again for the
Right.
the final draft of
Right. Fine.
what is out now.
Right.
I spent twice for one mistake. You know,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. So how has that been? Because a lot of people don't understand what it is really being an author, especially being an independent author. How has that journey been for you being an independent? Whoo, yes, girl, I know. Speaking to one herself, how has that been for you, child?
Girl, let me tell you something. It has not been an easy journey.
Right.
It's not been no easy journey because I was green as Jolly Green Giant, okay?
Hmm.
And I did not know anything about, uh, I didn't know anything. Everything that I have learned has been experience, and I had to, I'm a avid researcher. So that's
Right.
how I got in to find out how to do all the stuff for the book. And,
Mm-hmm.
being a self-published author, what I'll say it like this. I was thinking about going through the traditional publishers, right?
Hmm.
But they
Hmm.
wanted so much money. And
Right.
Mama didn't have that kind of money, not no
Yeah, I
15,
know that's right.
right? So that's when I decided to go ahead and do the
Wait, wait, wait,
research.
wait a minute. How much?
They want about $15,000.
Oh, Jesus. I never actually asked a question to them, and I just like heard about KDP on Amazon
No,
and
no, this is
Lulu.
like the traditional publishing company,
Right.
uh,
I know
Smith
some of
and
them names,
Schuster,
the
you know,
Penguin and all the different
yeah,
ones.
yeah. But I was like, I don't think so.
Right.
And so I'm an avid researcher. So that's how I got
Hmm.
to do everything on my own. I experienced
Right.
everything. I did everything. My copyright, I found somebody did my book cover.
Hmm.
And praise the Lord that he didn't charge me but $75 to make the
Okay.
book
Thank
cover
you,
and the
Jesus.
book cover.
Right. Okay.
You have to, and it's a lot of research when it comes to you becoming an author. You got to find out these things. And I didn't know how to market the book. I didn't know how to do nothing. So I just started telling people I had a book.
Right.
The first place I started with was the choir I was in.
Okay. I know that's right. I
Choir
heard
had
about a book.
the choir had about 150 members in it. So I
Okay.
sold quite a bit of my books with the choir.
Hmm.
So and then I realized I said I gotta tell everybody about the book. So that's how I just
Right.
started telling everybody. And
Hmm.
I didn't know about no book marketing plan or nothing like that. It's just stuff I learned
Right.
for years, doing Google became my best friend.
Right. Yes.
So,
Google can do that.
and
Mhm.
the journey has not been easy, but it's not been easy, but I've learned things along the way. I kept myself informed and looked at people videos and YouTube became my
Mhm.
best friend and things like that. And I'm always
Right.
I'm always staying abreast of what happens, because trends
Right.
change, things change, and I'm always researching about different ways I can market my book.
Right, exactly. You have to stay, find different ways and to try to put your book out there because you don't have being that you not spending all that and them thousands and thousands and all that stuff,
Mhm.
you have to find different ways to market your book and to put it out there. You got to do the footwork. You got to be out there on the ground, boots on the ground, as they say.
Yeah.
To promote your book. It's your baby. That's you. You
Yep.
got to really, yes, you got to really put it out there. Like, hey, this is me. And
Yeah.
speaking of me, being that you wrote your book is more like a memoir, right?
So
So,
autobiography,
right,
inspiration.
autobiography, right?
Mhm.
So when you wrote your book, did you because I know you being an autobiography, did you get any like backlash or anything like that for putting basically like they say putting your business out there in the streets, how did that come across from people you knew, your family members, friends, how did that come across when you put your book out there like that?
The one secret I learned about autobiography books is you can change people's names
But
and
right, true. Right,
people names because I had my
of
sister.
course.
Yeah, one of my sisters asked me. She said, "Who is Martha?"
Right.
I said,
Mhm.
Martha is the
Somebody.
is the it,
Right.
I don't mind keeping it real. Martha
Oh,
is my daddy's first wife in the
okay.
book, but
Hmm.
her real name is Mary.
Okay.
I changed to Martha. So because when you put real people names in a book, you have to get their permission.
Right.
And then they could say, "Well, I want royalties from your book because
Yes.
my name in the book," and they can
Hmm.
sue you for defamation of character.
Right. Exactly.
And
Powerful.
I ain't trying to go through all that. So I changed
Exactly.
the name in the book,
Right.
you
Exactly.
know, and
Mhm.
I got that's how I dealt with that.
Right. Okay. 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 So yeah, I understand that because you could put stuff in your book and people like, well, oh, you did that, or you went through that, or this happened, or that happened. And like, you put your truth in the book. You telling your life story.
Yes.
And that you writing your book for you. You're not writing it for them. You did that. So when you wrote your book, all the things that you put in your book, I say, well, that was your healing when you wrote your book. Sharing your story like that, was that a healing point for you?
Yes, it was. It was
Mm.
very therapeutic for me because I put everything in the book I went through. I didn't leave
Mhm.
out nothing.
Right.
That's why the book is so long, 334 pages.
Right. I'm yet to finish it. I'm starting on it. I'm getting the gist of it. I'll be honest. I'm just getting started on it. I got several books. I was telling but she's not on here now. I was telling I said, girl, because I got to finish her book too. I said, I'm so many. I said, once I finish, like I said, these events and things I got going on at the end of this year. Once
Hmm.
I finish that, then I'm gonna all the books that I've collected. I said, I'm gonna sit down. I'm just gonna read. I said, I have so many that I gotta finish. And I
Hmm.
really want to finish everyone's story. I really want to hear read everyone's story.
Hmm.
Everybody has a story to tell. That's why I started having this shit. Cause she said she
Yeah.
here. And
Yeah.
Peggy's watching. Thank
Yeah.
you all for coming on.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
Peggy and Tashiko. Hi, babies.
yeah,
How y'all doing?
yeah, they're here with us. I really do want to honestly read everyone's story because
Hmm.
we all have a story to tell.
Yeah.
And you don't know who your story can help. Who your story is going to help benefit somebody out there that's reading, either some little girl, some little boy, or somebody, that it's going to help, in the long run. That just you sharing your story from somewhere. So let me see a couple more questions. Are there any turning points in your being that you wrote your life story? Are there any turning points in the book? Any key points in your book that you wanted to stand out, that significant points in your book that you wanted to stand out for people to read or to see?
Um. Okay. The standout point in the book is when about the three deaths.
Mm-hmm.
That's a standout point in the book about the three
Mm-hmm.
deaths and how their deaths affected my life
Mm-hmm.
because before. those three deaths, I wasn't really doing nothing with my life. I really wasn't. I wasn't. How could I say this? I wasn't living the way God wanted me to live.
Right. Right.
And when those three deaths affected me in such a way that God made a way through each death to
Hmm.
get me to see what He wanted me to see and what He wanted me to be.
Right. Okay.
And the pivoting point in that is the death of my grandmother. Where it started with my grandmother, her death propelled me to become a certified nurse assistant because she had a
Right.
heart attack, she was placed on hospice, and I had to take care of her.
Right. So you just
And
stopped
she
everything else and you just
get her medicine, had to bathe her, I ain't know how to do none of that, right? So I
right.
called my cousin, who I knew was a certified nurse assistant,
Okay. Okay.
over and taught me how to take care of her properly. And
Okay.
then that got me all interested in really doing this for other people. Taking care of other people because
Hmm.
I guess that was the way my grandma raised me because she was always taking care of other people herself.
Right. Okay.
And so after her death, I proceeded to go to class to go to certified nurse
Mhm.
assistant school.
Right.
Took the class, took the boards, and that was my occupation. That
Mhm.
was my occupation for a while.
Okay.
And it propelled me to really get my life together from
Right.
out of foolishness I was doing because up until my grandma's death, I was a drug addict, I was a prostitute, I was
Right.
a thief, I was doing all this. I wasn't living godly.
In the world, right? You out there in the world.
And I got back into a relationship with God during the process of taking care of her because in the morning
Mhm.
I get up, uh, I read her scripture, I would read her,
Mhm.
sing to her, I would talk with her, I would have a conversation with her, and it
Right.
became a regular routine. And this how I knew God had delivered me from drugs. There
Hmm.
y'all is, right?
Hmm. Be real, girl. Keep it real with us.
So I tried to go get high one day, right?
Hmm.
On the
Right.
street over, right?
Right.
Girl, I sat there, tried to get high. I couldn't enjoy
Mhm.
the buzz because I was so worried about her, and I ran back home because
Right.
I had left her kind of there by herself. And
Hmm.
one in, it wasn't nobody there, and I was like,
Right.
I couldn't enjoy the buzz. So I know I
Right.
a turning point for me because I was too scared that if I come back to the house, she'd be dead.
Right.
So I was like, that's last time I did any drugs.
And God used her
You know,
to,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
right.
Her death, her death delivered me from that consumption of wanting to go smoke crack. That was my
Right.
choice at the time.
Right.
And girl, let me tell you, I was scared to death.
Right.
And then I had to deal with those three. I had to deal with the other death. My father passing away, and then my mom passing away, and
Right.
and each person had a pivotal effect on me.
Right.
Where my father, he died by himself in his
Oh.
apartment. He had a heart
Mm.
attack standing up using the bathroom.
Right.
It's
Oh my.
fatal. So
Mm.
you can see the bruise on his face from him hitting the toilet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that kind of set me in motion. Like I don't wanna live the rest of my life and not have a relationship with my children.
Right. Okay.
And me and my father, after my grandma died, me and him started getting real close.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So that brought y'all together.
And
Okay.
then boom, he died. I'm like, what in the world, Lord, is you trying? What is going on?
Right. But at least y'all got a chance to get close before
Yeah,
he left, though. So that was
yeah.
good.
We started talking, and I started
Mhm.
visiting him more and stuff like that,
Right.
and then, that kind of was like, wow, like,
Mhm.
okay, Lord, now what you trying to tell me with this?
Right.
So that was his lesson from that, where I had to, I started rekindling the relationship I had with my children.
Right.
My mother's death, I didn't even know she had cancer. My
Oh.
mother had cancer, and she told me maybe about 6 months. Me and her talked maybe about 6 months or 9 months
Mhm.
before she died. And
Okay.
and so I told her, I said, when I talked to her, I said, Mama, you want me to come up there and take care of you? No, baby, I'm all right. Because she'd already had surgery on her
Right.
because the cancer had engulfed her vocal cords.
Right.
And then I didn't know it metastasized to her brain.
Oh, okay.
So, and then that really kind of like, wow, then it started me to have to rekindle my relationship with my sisters and brothers on my mother's side. Uh,
Okay.
so, and it just woke me up. I want, pureness in my life. I want
Right.
to know people. I want to get to know them. I want to have friends. I want to have a vibrant life. I want to,
Right. On love and caring and
you know,
everything. Right.
and the thing is sometimes that death is not the end; it's a beginning.
Right. Exactly. It's the start of a new. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it is a beginning. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
Right.
what I looked at it. Got to start over.
Mhm.
And that was the way God wanted me to start over. So
Right. Because you could have took that and went the total opposite way. When the first step, you could have said, "Shh, I ain't dealing with none of this. I'm gonna go back out there and like you said, smoke it away." You could
mm-hmm,
have said, "I'm gonna get high and not even think about all this, and
mm-hmm,
go on out there about my business." But no,
yeah,
took care of your grandmama, after she left, and you
mm-hmm,
still kept on the right path. And after the next one, you still stepped on the right path, and you kept going and you kept going. So
yeah,
I commend you on that because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people like I said, they went, they gone out there and on about their business and
yeah.
just
They kind
stay
of just
on out there. Right? 'Cause we all got somebody in our family that done been on it or own it ourselves or whatever,
yeah.
and are not strong enough to get off of it. So I'm proud of you. Like thank God, that's a blessing.
Thank
That's a
you.
blessing. Yeah, that's a blessing. And
Now,
you don't even talk about it. That's a blessing.
but I will say this: I have had relapse moments.
Yeah, that's
I, I have had relapse moments,
it, and it
and
happens, and it happens.
that it happened. And the last time I tried some drugs, I tried to smoke some weed.
Right.
I got
Mhm.
sick as a dog. I was like,
Your body was like, uh-uh.
I'm like, what? This supposed to be some weed. This ain't supposed to be like,
Right. It's gonna be
my
some sugary.
body. And I was like, okay, this the Lord telling me this ain't for you.
Right,
This ain't not
exactly.
what you doing good now. You doing now.
Hmm.
You put this in your body. I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
Exactly.
I got so sick. I was
Hmm.
had to go and worship the porcelain god.
Right.
I was in the world's affected. So I was like, okay, Lord, you done taught me a lesson. That ain't for me.
Right.
I ain't touching that no more.
Right.
And the thing is that when we when God is trying to move us
Hmm.
into what He wants us to be, and you try to go off and do something else you think you want to do, He will correct you.
Oh yes, he will, honey. He will whoop you. He will
Yeah,
whoop
girl.
you.
He will whip you. And you know,
Hmm.
and the thing is that sometimes it may be hard, it may be
Right.
tough, it may be overwhelming sometimes, but if you just sit and pray about it,
Right.
sit
That's
and pray.
right.
And over this period of time, since I've written my book,
Hmm.
I have become I have obtained my bachelor degree in theology.
Okay. That's
Um,
congratulations.
I've got my associate's degree in psychology.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
You know,
Okay.
and the thing is that I didn't think I could go back to school.
See?
Because all my life I was told I was dumb, I was stupid, I didn't know nothing. And I said, I'm going
Hmm.
back to school. I'm going back.
Right.
And because of me, I used to be a person that would self sabotage myself.
Right.
I
Right.
start something, then go off, do
Hmm.
something else, sabotage that, wouldn't finish,
Hmm.
because
Right.
that was my old stinking thinking.
Exactly. Yeah, your
Um,
old ways of thought sometimes.
yeah, then What it taught me is I can't neglect my gifts and talents either that God gave me.
Right, exactly. He gives us all gifts and talent to use for his good, to
Yeah.
bring people closer to him.
And the gift and talent, my gift and talent was singing. I've been
Right, yes.
singing in church without saying, right,
Seven, word, go ahead.
right, and I got back into singing. I got back into really, I was in a gospel.
Mhm.
I was in a couple of gospel groups, done some solo work, things like that, and that is my first love is singing for the
Okay.
Lord. So,
Right.
and if y'all, if you ever been to my YouTube page, you've seen some of my videos of me singing.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm gonna go check some of those out.
yeah, I got
Mhm.
some of my performances, me singing on YouTube on my
Okay.
YouTube channel.
All right, I'm gonna have to make sure I share that your YouTube channel on here too as well.
Yeah, so and that's the thing that sometimes God has us in this. When God trying to deliver us from something, He gonna
Mm-hmm.
make sure you don't go back. He gonna make
Right.
sure you don't go back. You don't return. You don't turn into a pillar of salt like we talked about in our group in the morning, right?
Right. Exactly.
And because what it is when we turn back to our old ways, it kind of it kind of it kind of hurts God. It hurts God's feelings
Right. It disappoints him.
because He done delivered us from this. So why you returning? It's like dog
Mm-hmm.
vomit. Of course, they always say that.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
and the life that you live in is better than the life that you live in the deliverance is
Right.
way better than what He brought you out of. So
Mm-hmm.
why would you want to go back to that? You know.
Exactly. Why would you want to go back to it?
Mhm.
Exactly.
And the thing and the thing is that God's giving me all these visions, and now I'm letting God use me completely, and completely, because that's what I did when my grandma passed. I said,
Right.
Lord, I'm here, I'm yours. I need your help. Me and God started having a relationship from that day that I found
Right.
out she was in the hospital.
Okay.
Girl, look, people is funny. They trip me out. Now this person lived with this person. I live with my grandma.
Right.
Even though I stayed at my boyfriend's house, somebody
Right.
my son called me and said, grandma had a heart attack, right? My
Mm-hmm.
daddy didn't call me and tell me that. He didn't
Right.
come to the house to tell me it. My son had to call me and tell me my grandma had a heart attack.
Right.
Ran over there, and I'm sitting
Yeah.
like, when was y'all gonna tell me? Like, really? Like,
Right.
you
Like,
know,
I need to know these things. Right.
and that was another thing that brought out that spirit in me of being an honest person. I don't sit here and lie to you.
Right. Like, tell
I'm
me the truth.
not gonna cut the corner. I'm not gonna put no sugar on your grits. I'm not gonna do nothing.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. Let me know the truth.
I'm gonna tell you how to boil. I'm gonna tell you how to boil this water.
Right.
How to put the grits in this pot, and then
Right.
tell you how this gonna work.
Right.
And that's the spirit that He has dwelled in me as I have
Mhm.
become a teacher.
Right.
I have
Right.
become a teacher. I have become someone you could talk to, someone you could share your feelings with, someone you share your ideas with. And
Right.
then and being in that in this state that I am in now is like I wouldn't change this for the world.
Right. Exactly.
I wouldn't change this for the world because he's taught he has manifested in me the gifts and talents of my grandmother. My
Mm-hmm.
grandma was feeding people, she was clothing people, she let them stay at her house. You don't pay no rent. Come on, got place for you. Okay, I'm gonna give you 30 days, get your stuff together, and then you can go on with it. You know,
Right. Yeah.
she's instilled in me that don't look down on a man unless you're picking him up.
Right. Exactly. You know, you
Don't look down on a man unless you're picking them up. Don't look down on a woman or a man unless
right.
you're picking them up. That's an old Williams Brothers song. You know,
Right, right.
I'm one of them old school gospel artists. You know,
Right,
really.
them old school gospel artists. Yeah, you got an old soul. Yeah, 'cause I was
Yeah.
looking, when I was reading the beginning of your book. I said, now the way Sharise be talking, like, I said, I thought she was older than that. I said, Sharise ain't that old.
Yeah, just
I was talking to my mama earlier, 'cause I
yeah.
always go in there and talk to my mama before my interviews and after my
Mhm,
interviews, we sit and talk
mhm,
right in her room.
yeah.
I said, Mama, I said, when she be talking to us, so I said, I thought Sharice was a lot older than me. I said, she ain't but a few years. I said, you same
Right,
age as your husband. I said, she ain't that old.
right.
But
You
you got an
know,
old soul, though. Because,
yeah.
like you said, you was with your grandmama a lot, and stuff.
Mhm,
But I was, too. I was with mine a lot, too. My mama was there, too. I
mhm.
said, but I said, but she got an old soul. That's what it is. You got an old soul about you. I said, I said, but I was she ain't that old. So she is a few years older than me.
I'm just 53, just 50.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we said.
You
You born
know,
71.
and
Yeah, that's
you
it.
know, and the thing is that in my old life, I didn't think I would see to live to be. I didn't think I would live to see this age
Mm-hmm.
because of all the hell I was taking myself through.
Right.
And I say it like this: I've had some experiences in my life
Mm,
where um I could have been dead and gone,
right. But God.
but God.
Amen.
God, he keeps showing me I'm not through with you yet. I'm not
Right.
through with you yet. I don't, on what you think you got planned, but that what you got planned ain't nothing about what I got.
Exactly. He said,
Right?
you still got work to do, honey. He said, you ain't going nowhere. You still got work to do. Like, what you thinking about? What you thought it was?
Yeah, like really, like
hmm
excuse
Like,
me, but
oh, the show ain't over yet. Right.
these plans I have for you is bigger than what you think they are.
Yeah, exactly. Because what he got planned for us is way more than what we can ever imagine for
Yes,
ourselves.
yes.
Right. Now we are a little bit of minds can't even imagine what he got going on.
No,
He done seen so far ahead of what we thought. Well,
yeah,
we ain't even thinking about what he already know gonna happen.
yeah, right. We have no fathom of that.
Right, we can't even fathom what he got already planned. We like.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't even thought that far ahead. He already know way before it
Right?
even happened.
Be like,
Mhm.
you ain't seen nothing yet, child. You ain't seen.
Right, exactly. Like you gonna eventually catch up, to my plans.
Mhm, right.
Right, okay, Lord. That's why I say, I tell everybody, I said, I'm just going where He lead me, and just going, just going. Like He direct my path. I pray, Lord, where you want me to go, what you want me to do, and I just go. I do. They're like, what you doing? Wherever He lead me,
Yep.
and
Hmm.
I go from there.
That's how he's been doing me since their deaths. Since
Right.
their deaths, and it started with nursing school, and then it started with okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna start with you with the book, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do these, all these things, and give me the vision for another book, which is the
Right.
workbook that's it's entitled "Coming to Love in Yourself," study guide for building your self worth. That
Right.
coincide with the first book, and then then I just put out a book with it's an anthology book with Miss Ardenae Garner
Right.
and 14 other authors.
Right.
And I've come out of my shell in the
Mm.
group that I'm in. It's the Resilient Black Women's Group. It's also on Facebook. It's we do a clubhouse room every morning, and
Yeah.
Miss
Love
Ardenae,
that.
as the founder of that. And the thing
Mhm.
is, I've learned so many things in that room, in that group, and with the camaraderie, because I had this fear of being friends with women.
Preaching to
I had a
yourself.
fear of being friends with women because you start sharing stuff, and then they be like, "Well, girl, let me tell you what she's saying, and I'm gonna tell all her business, and and then they skinning and grinning in your face, and hey, girl, and I'd be like,
You got by yourself, and
and you
and
need to go with that. you know,
And
and
it's sad that we got to feel that way, and it's eventually it's got to stop somewhere one day, and it's
right,
stopping slowly but surely. But it's
and,
sad that we got to feel have that fear,
and,
you
and
know.
then you have then I had how can I say it? I had trust issues with people.
Right.
And what I have learned in the group that I'm part of is that
Mhm.
everybody supports everybody.
Right, and I
So that's
like
the
that.
one thing that I didn't have growing up was support. I remember
Right.
one time I give you this little short story. I give you a short story.
Mm-hmm. Take
One
your time.
time I had dropped out of high school, but I returned
Mhm.
to high school. I went to my GED test, right?
Okay.
And I was going to graduation because they had a graduation at the high school and everything, cap,
Right.
gown, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandma and my father didn't attend.
Oh, okay.
They
Okay.
didn't attend the graduation. But the person I didn't think were going to showed up was my daddy's first wife. He
Right.
showed up,
Okay.
gave me a card, had a little something in, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
You know what?
Right.
He said,
Like,
girl, I'm
thank
proud of you. I
you.
want you to keep it up and everything. I was like, what? I couldn't believe she showed up for me.
Right.
And
That's
I
what
was driving now I'm driving. I could have
Mhm.
drove my daddy and my grandma to the graduation
Right.
and they didn't want to come. And I was like, wow, y'all not gonna come to the graduation or nothing, you
Right.
know, and it kind of made me depressed
Yeah.
that day.
Right. I'm
They
sure I
said,
heard a little bit.
I don't
Yeah.
want to go. I don't feel like going. And grandma told me, I ain't got nothing to wear. You know how old people get. They want to make excuses.
Yeah. Uh-huh. They want to
And
be
they
shy.
got brand new clothes sitting in the closet ain't never worn before. Right.
Right.
Right. But I learned from that, I learned in my life that ain't nothing wrong with being alone.
Right. I had to learn that.
Ain't there's nothing wrong with being alone because it get time for you and God to have a relationship.
Right.
Because that's who I turned to after I kept having these deaths, and me and God just got closer and closer and closer and closer and closer.
Right.
And then we got so close that I have this powerful about discernment about people.
Right.
Tell me this person right for you, this person ain't right for you. Is this
Mm-hmm.
to do for your business or for yourself or your personal? He talks to me on a regular
Right.
basis.
You know how to listen to him,
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
girl, because I ain't steered me
Mhm.
wrong yet. He ain't not steered
Right.
me
Exactly. You learn, like,
wrong.
okay, listen to me. I hear you, Lord. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stay away from them. I'm gonna stay away from them. Or you okay? All
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, or don't do this or don't do that.
Right.
This
Right.
ain't for you. Um,
Right.
and when I started listening more to what God asked me to do, I stopped having a bunch of
Mhm.
drama in my life.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
stopped, I stopped hanging out with the people I was hanging out with. I
Right.
stopped. I look. I even got rid of. I got rid of my social media platforms at one time
Okay.
because but I got rid of them because why do I want to associate with the people from my past and bring them
Mhm.
into my future where God trying to have me to be?
Right.
So I just said, oh, well, I just start all over again. Ain't no wrong starting all over again, begin again.
Right.
You
Yeah.
begin, a new beginning brings new opportunities, new
Mhm.
ventures, new doors opening, new just
Start
everything new.
fresh.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I said, there's nothing wrong with starting over, starting, anew and trying to get, and that's how God does us. He starts us anew. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, well, that was the past. We're gonna wipe this slate clean, we're gonna start all over, and
Mhm.
we're not gonna dwell in the past, we're not gonna talk about nothing in the past, we just gonna okay, well, this new stuff,
Right.
we're gonna go here and we're gonna get started with this new stuff, and
Right.
and that's why I had to disconnect from my old self, from the old,
Mhm.
because people have a tendency to treat you like where they met you at.
Right. Treat you like that old self.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I'm not that old self no more.
and it's
I'm a
like,
different person now.
really, you like that? You
Right.
haven't seen my growth. You haven't seen the person I have become. You so stuck in that mindset of who I used to be. and now I have to move on and leave you where you at.
I was about to say this because they have not grown. They still stuck in that same old spot. That's why
Girl,
that's all they see.
stuck. Stuck ain't the word. They buried. They
Right, they buried.
they buried.
Exactly. They
Like,
have not evolved. They have not grown nowhere, nothing. They still stuck in that
you
same
know,
spot. That's
and
all they
you
see.
know, and then they get this. Oh, you think you all that now? Like,
Right.
yeah, I'm all that. I'm that.
Exactly. Yes, I think because I am all that. Right. Exactly.
You know, I'm grandma neck bones. You know, I'm all
Right.
that. You know, and
Exactly.
you know,
Right.
and the thing is, that's
Mhm.
the one thing that I had to learn how to. I had to learn how to take compliments. I
Yeah.
wasn't used to being complimented or given
Mhm.
praise or shown adoration to and things like that. And and the one thing I've learned is in my life is I have to learn how to love me
Yes.
and learn how to love me and love everything about me.
I know
And
that's right, girl.
if you just don't, if and I'm like, if you don't like me, that's not my problem. Like
Right.
Tyler Brown said, if you don't like, that's not my problem. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't got,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
how to love me and learn how to love everything about me and not change and contort and distort. And
Right.
that's what I used to do in the past. Oh, well,
Mhm.
you like me when I spend my money on you, but when I don't spend no money, you don't want to have nothing to do with me.
Right. Exactly.
That used to hurt my feelings, but now it's like, no, y'all can't get a dime out of me.
I know that's right.
It don't go like that no more, partner.
Like exactly.
Cause
Yeah, like if that's all you want me for, and I don't care if it's $5 to $10, $5 to $10 every five couple of days, whatever. Them $5 to $10 add up
add up.
if that's all I'm here for.
Yeah,
That's all I'm here for is just $5 to $10 all the time.
I
And
had to
that's
learn
it.
that.
Then no,
I learned that valuable lesson with a girl that was a friend of mine a long time ago.
mm,
And I had moved on and everything, and me and her still kind of kept in contact.
right.
She called me one day. Said, "Sharise, can I borrow some money so I can keep my hotel room?"
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there like, hmm. And I know the Holy Spirit spoke to me, and I said, "No, I can't give you no money because I
Mm-hmm.
know what you're gonna do with the money. You're gonna go get
Yeah,
high with the money. You're
right.
not gonna pay no hotel room. You're gonna go get high because she was still in that lifestyle."
Right. So you knew already,
Then
right.
she said something to me, and that's what killed our relationship. She said, "Oh, so you think you better than me? You can't help me out now and all this." And I said, "No,
Right.
it's not that. It is that I know you for the person that you is.
Right.
You gonna do, and you're not gonna do what you say you're gonna do. You sit here and gonna tell me a bold faced lie, and
Right.
I already know what you're gonna do. So I'm sorry, I can't help you, but you
Right.
know, you can have a grudge, you can be mad or whatever. But I'm happy with my decision of telling you no.
Right. Exactly.
Read my lips. N-O. No. Okay.
Right.
And then I hung up.
I don't blame you. You had to stand strong. You had to stand strong. Like you said, you knew exactly what you were gonna do. You've been there, done that. So
Yeah.
no, no ma'am.
And
No
it's like,
ma'am.
and in this entrepreneur journey that I have, that
Right.
I've learned how I have learned how to have discernment about people I do business with.
Yes. Yes.
Because everybody not living the honest entrepreneur life.
Right. So how has that been? Yes, with
You
being an
know,
entrepreneur. Yeah.
being an entrepreneur is tough,
Mm-hmm.
but you always evolve to learn new things. Being an
Right.
entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, even though I'm 8 years in the game of being an entrepreneur,
Okay, it's been 8 years.
I'm still green. Okay, still green. You
The
know,
8 years.
and just because I'm always learning.
Right,
And
right,
what I learn, I always pass it on to somebody else.
right. And I appreciate
Because
it.
I don't
Mhm.
want. I know other entrepreneurs like yourself and the lady
Right.
group and things like that. And I'm
Mhm.
always look, okay, well, you know, you can do this, and I'm always sharing information. We share it,
Right. We share each other. Right.
not gatekeeping and all that.
Right. Exactly. Like help each other out.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I've also learned in this group. Okay, well,
Mhm.
I need help with this.
Right.
I need help. Can you help me
Mhm.
out? And then when somebody else, I hear somebody else say what they need or whatever. Okay, well, try this,
Mhm.
or try this,
Right.
do this,
Mhm.
or And one thing I've learned is being an entrepreneur, you can't keep your mouth closed.
No, you can't.
No,
Close mouth don't get fed.
don't get fed. It don't get fed at all. And I've had those moments. I've had those moments
Mhm.
where I've kept my mouth closed and it kept me broke.
Right. Right.
And I've also learned I this is one thing I share with
Mhm.
entrepreneurs, whoever may be watching this.
Right.
Get out of the free zone.
Right.
Get
Mhm.
out of the free zone. You not create this business to be broke.
Right.
You did not create this business to sit around and I ain't got no money. I ain't made no money today. And I had that episode today myself. I ain't, I'm not just talking. I'm not just talking to be talking. I'm talking because I have experience with this.
Right.
Because I said because I'm a free giving person. Sometimes
Right.
people like to take advantage of that, but then I had to check
Right.
myself and say, look, no, I can't give you this service for free.
Right.
Hey,
Mhm. Right.
the bill
Exactly.
at my door. And you
Mhm.
your business to
Yeah.
just keep doing, giving this away, giving that away. Uh-uh. Oh,
You
I
can get a little doggy.
feel. Oh
You
my
can get a little doggy if you need to. It's okay.
God, I forgot she was
I
in
got
here.
mine outside. I understand that. But yeah, like she was saying, as a business, you have to run it like a business. As you're an entrepreneur. So yes, that's
Yeah, and it's this thing of
mm-hmm.
that. Look,
Mm-hmm.
I tell authors this all the time. When I moved from Uniontown, Pennsylvania to Atlanta, Georgia, I had a
Yeah.
thousand flyers.
Okay.
I had 1,000 flyers. Hold on. I had 1,000 of these flyers.
Okay. I say those are nice too.
Made
Mm-hmm.
I made these myself,
Okay, that's all right.
and I passed these out on from all the way from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, all the way here to Atlanta, Georgia on the train.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you have to be proactive in your business.
Right, you do.
Don't despise. Oh, I don't want to pass no flyers out. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'll close mouth. Do not get fed. Cause I
Right.
you stop on the train. I said, "Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? My name is Sharise N, and I'm author, and I'm passing out these flyers to let y'all know that y'all can, my book is entitled "Coming to Loving Yourself," and then
Right.
my intro and things like that. And I just went down the aisle and passed these flyers out. I sure did, and in the train station in DC, and
Okay.
train girl.
Y'all better listen to these good nuggets.
Let me
Listen to these good nuggets.
let me tell you something. Closed mouth don't get fed.
That's right.
And from passing out those flyers, I got sales.
Okay.
I
Y'all
got
better
plenty
listen to
of
these
sales
good nuggets.
because I was talking to everybody in the train station. Everybody.
Okay.
And DC, Union
Right.
Train. And,
Okay.
and look, I even got some people I met, entrepreneurs, come on my shows.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and like I said, this thing, this
Yep.
this
Using your
tongue,
mouthpiece. Right.
mouthpiece is your best advertisement.
Yes, it is.
And I'm gonna give these few things to authors, right? Some
Mhm.
words of wisdom. The library buy books. The library bought my book. I'm
Okay.
going to go to the library out here in Atlanta to go do
Okay.
it.
So the Georgia libraries buy books. Okay, that's
Yeah.
something to
I
think
also
about.
go in and talk to the what is the lady name? the lady that's in charge of that, because it's a lady that's in charge of that, just like at the bookstore, Barnes and Noble and all that.
Right.
They have a book sale. They have a book buyer in the employee section. You know, the
Right.
employee that work there.
Yeah.
They got somebody that buys books for the
Right.
library. So check
Mm-hmm.
the library out, y'all. Okay, don't and then see if you have a book signing in the library.
Yeah, we do that. They do that in here in South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a program for you to bring your book there to be checked out. That's what I say. I'm gonna check on the buying part for the library here,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what I said. That may be a Georgia thing. It may be a state thing. Whether or not
Well,
they,
I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna check into it though.
like I said, hey, how you doing?
Mhm.
My name is
Right.
Deborah Jefferson, and I'm the author
Mhm.
of such and such book. And I would like to know, does the library buy books?
Right, I'm gonna check into it because I gotta
Mm,
go to Georgia for my class. I gotta go from Georgia for my class reunion next week, not this coming, but after the reunion, after the awards, I gotta go down there for my class reunion.
mm.
I'm gonna check
Take you some
into
books
it.
for you.
That's why I say I'm doing that anyway, girl. Y'all, you ain't gotta say that. My classmates like, hey, y'all want a book? We at a reunion, but y'all want to buy a book? Cause I'm
Yeah,
gonna have me a whole trunk full,
right. Take a whole box,
whole
right?
trunk full, right? Y'all want to buy some
And
books?
yes, and
Mhm.
library buy books. See if you
Mhm.
have a book signing in Barnes and Nobles,
Right. Hmm.
Million,
Yes. Hmm.
at your church. Okay,
Right.
that's what
Hmm.
I had a book signing event at church, at my church in Union.
Okay. Okay.
And call around, ask the pastors, ask the pastors in the church in your local area and stuff. Say I'm a
Right.
first time
Hmm.
author, and I got this book, and you get the pastor the book to read to see
Right.
if he will like the book. Okay, now another thing is when you give books away, you still have to keep a record
I
what
know.
you
Right.
give away and the tax. You still got to pay tax on
Hmm.
the book that you gave away as promotional gift,
Right.
a
Hmm.
promotional item. That's what they call them. When you
Right.
give books away, they're promotional items. Okay.
Right.
And so um, let's see, the church, the library, the bookstore,
Hmm.
live events. Y'all got strength. You got Facebook, you got LinkedIn, you got YouTube, you got
Hmm.
TikTok, you got look, say,
Yes.
okay, my name is Sharise Johnson Moore, and I'm the author of
Hmm.
Coming From Yourself. And this is my new book, and I'm coming out with a book, and then I'm gonna tell you this. Look up on Google, make Google your best friend. Okay.
Right.
Type in different ways I can sell my book.
Hmm.
And Google will give you a list of different ways you can sell your book.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yes. Hmm.
And how you could sell it and where you could sell it. It's conferences, it's
Right.
meetings, it is
Mhm.
festivals, it is
Right. Book
vendors
expos.
events, it
Right.
is
Vendors. I love doing vendor events.
vendors
Just meet
events,
people,
even
talk.
you can even sell your book on the corner if you got your license, if you got your business
Mhm.
license,
Right.
your sales tax, whatever. You can even set up a table, a tent, and
Mhm.
sell
Right.
a book. Okay,
Exactly.
so
Mhm.
that's what I say to authors. There's no excuse why you can't sell a book.
Exactly.
And, and right now I'm in the midst of I did a revamp in the beginning of January, but I'm going to do another revamp. Uh,
You good?
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're all right.
Okay, tomorrow. I had a
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Now that meeting tomorrow.
be tomorrow. Okay. So
Okay.
that was a reminder email,
Okay.
and the thing is that um the thing is, I was revamping I revamped my business in January, and now I'm going to revamp it again because I have decided to add more services to my business, where
Right.
I am I'm opening my business to publishing,
Hmm.
publishing authors, publishing consultants, media services.
Okay.
Broadcasting services, live events, helping authors, set up their social media accounts. And I am later on down the year, after we finish with all the stuff in October and
Right.
the beginning of the year, I'm developing a course right now. It's called Publish Now What?
Okay.
And and I want to help authors that have already published their books
Mm-hmm.
to help them get a better understanding, because I keep running across authors that's talking about, I wrote this book, I don't know what to do next. What else to do? And I'm like,
Right.
I can help you because I've been in that situation before. Because I published my first book,
Mhm.
I didn't know nothing. I ain't know nothing. Right? I
Right.
didn't know nothing. And the
Right.
thing is that I want to help authors get their stuff out there, get their books out there, and um
Exactly.
I want to get this word of advice.
Okay.
This word of advice. If someone asks you to be in an anthology and you've never written a book before, ask questions.
Okay.
Ask questions. Ask questions.
Mm.
Because I see that. I see that a lot lately too. That
Right.
they'll be asked to be in these anthologies and asked to be in these activities, and they give their money, and then they still don't know what they're doing. They,
Right.
they don't know how
Right.
to sell their books. They don't know how nobody. It's like people taking the money, and this is all. Write your story,
Right.
be in this anthology, and I'm gonna leave you to do the rest. I'm not gonna teach you how to sell the book. I'm not gonna teach you how to market the book. I'm not gonna teach you. And then sometimes we have to, sometimes we have to go be above and beyond when we get clients that do not understand certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Slow down. We can't teach at
Right.
a fast pace. I mean, don't be a snail teaching, but
Right.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
take it further than just, okay, I'm sell you this product and this is what you're supposed to do with it, and that's all, that's all.
Right.
I just want your money and keep moving,
Mm-hmm.
it's a process. So slow down.
Right.
Take your time with the client that you have, or the client that
Mm-hmm.
potential client that you're trying to obtain or work with,
Right.
and just take a minute, slow down, teach them something. Don't just
Right.
get money. All right, I'm gonna kick you on out. All right, now you know how the birds do the nest.
Right. Kick them out the nest.
My bird had a baby. Okay, all right, now it's time for you to fly. See you later.
Right.
Hey, that's kind of cold, lady.
I know, but that's how they do them too. They kick
That's
them
how
on
they
out the
do.
little nest and they
Yeah, they
gone.
gotta fly. You gotta fly.
Right.
Some
Mm.
people fly slower than others.
Right.
You have to
Exactly. At their
slow
own pace.
and teach and
Mm-hmm.
slow down and teach them, and don't just say, okay, I can help you write this book. All right,
Right.
pay me this money. All right, bye, see you later. It's got to
Right.
be more training, more conversation, more meetings, more,
Right.
and that's what I bring with my company. I'm gonna talk about
Right.
what I do. Okay, and what
Mm-hmm.
I do is come in, we have a consultation, we talk, we sit down, we get to know each other, things like that. I don't just want your money. I want to know you as an individual.
Right. So now that you've been in an anthology, now you know the ins and outs of
Yeah,
it.
the ins and out, and pay attention if they are giving you extracurricular stuff to do with the book and think. Pay attention. Read
Right.
the stuff. Don't just say, "Oh,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't want to eat." No, this
Right.
book can make you money if you listen and pay attention in class.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay,
Pay
but
attention
you
in class.
might be slow. You might be slower than others, but pay attention in class when the instructor give you lists like I curated a list called the 90-day social media plan, right?
Okay.
I
Mm-hmm.
created that. Then I created another list of 30 ways, 30, 40, 50 ways you can sell your book.
Okay.
And this
Mm-hmm.
is all entailed in my course for the Publish Now What course.
Right.
And and I will be bringing out more PDFs, sharing more stuff, doing more lives,
Right.
bringing people in, to really work in my business. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to do more partnerships with companies we're gonna work together.
Okay.
Like, okay, I can help you on this aspect, but then I
Right.
want you to go over here to this graphic art designer so he
Right.
can book and create your
Mhm.
social media platforms and things like that.
Right. Networking.
Yeah,
Right. Collaboration.
networking,
Yeah.
because that's another thing entrepreneurs have to do. Is you got to network.
Exactly. You gotta collaborate together. I might can do this, you can do that. Let's work together. I do this area, then you do that. I send them over here to you, like you said.
Yeah,
You do
you know,
this area, you
yeah,
do
do
this.
them partnerships,
Right. Exactly.
and that's another thing that I'm doing right now is I'm learning in a class I'm taking with a lady by the name of Audrey Richmond.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And yes, I talk about Audrey all the time.
So
Okay,
you learning from her, and there's nothing
I'm
wrong
learning.
with
I'm in
that. Right.
I'm in her uncloned launch circle, and
Mm,
that is one thing that I'm learning in business is you never stop learning.
right. Exactly.
Learning. I talked to an accountant the other day that's here in Atlanta, and
Okay.
and I'm trying to I'm really in the transition of changing my business from Pennsylvania to Georgia,
Right.
and
Mm.
that's a time consuming. It's
Now I know that you got to change your LLC and all that stuff from one
gotta
state to another. I already know. I'm like that. You got to change everything.
you gotta change everything. Like get up in
Mhm.
the morning, we got to dress ourselves, we got to put our big girl
Yeah, big
pants
girls
on,
on, big
on
girl panties on.
pants on, and go out here and do what you got to do.
Right.
I never, I'm on the apps. When I'm on the apps, this is one thing I had to
Mm.
curate myself when it came to my business, right?
Right.
Everybody not for you.
Right. No, they're not. Mm-mm.
Everybody not for you,
Right.
but you got to be picky about who following you on these apps and who.
Oh yes, yes. I get some of the weirdest messages. So and so follow me, and oh, I see. I can feel your energy, and I think this and that. Delete, block. No,
Look,
thank you.
look, lady. Look, I got God. So you can't
Oh,
tell me
thank
nothing.
you.
You
Thank
that's exactly
you.
what I write in the text. Oh, you got something? Okay, well, I got God. So you
Right.
can't come tell me nothing about whatever
Exactly.
you're talking
Like,
about.
or until I have a conversation. Yeah, God told me such and such and such and
Yeah.
such.
I be like, oh, he did, really?
Right.
Girl, when did I miss that memo? I missed the
Right.
meeting. I missed the meeting.
I
Something.
like to mess with them sometimes. Like, yeah, God told me so. Yeah, I've been talking to God too. Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, all right. Well, where God told me to tell you take your scam somewhere else.
Exactly. Right.
Because I know after a while, because I it was in the beginning, I used to sit there and mess with them. And then
Yeah.
I need you to give me your palm print and
Right.
read your palm and show it to me on the phone. And well, it's gonna cost you $25.
Right.
Where they do that at?
Exactly.
Wait a minute, we ain't seen that since Miss Cleo.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I was like, oh my God.
Lord have mercy. Come
I,
on
Girl,
now.
so then I tell them, look, take that Miss Cleo man somewhere else.
Exactly. Like, take
Take
it somewhere else.
while
I
the
didn't,
ancestors is talking to me about you. Wait a minute.
they love to come with answers.
I was like, ancestors. Well, man talk to me and they don't tell me nothing what you talking.
Thank you. Exactly. My ancestors is not talk. Why they got to go to you? They come right here to me.
You know. And when I use my apps, like I said, when I use my apps, I use my apps to do
Mhm.
business.
Right. That's really what I use my
I
Facebook for is business. I use my app for business
Yeah.
and Facebook really to keep up with my family and classmates and business. That's really all I use it for. So
And then,
mhm,
yeah, this is another one I want to tell y'all entrepreneurs, right?
mhm.
Separate your personal from your business.
Right.
Whether that's your
Mhm.
Facebook page, whether that's your, I got two Facebook pages. One is personal, and the
Right.
other one is business.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Everything else is business related. Since I decided to start my app. I created all new profiles on all.
Right. Uh-huh.
So that's what I do. I ain't, I'm not on the app trying to find these men folks. They
Right. Like,
inbox.
and it's
Look,
like the more I post, the more they be in there. I'm like, I'm just trying to sell my books and build my platform.
right?
That's all
Yeah,
I'm
and
trying to do.
and then I get to a point where at one time I used to do this,
Mm-hmm.
hello, how are you doing? I thank you for following me. I greatly appreciate you following me and everything. But I'm married. I'm married with three grown children.
They don't care.
I use this app to promote my business and sell my products and
All right,
services.
Peggy. Thank you for
Right.
telling me.
And then it'd be like, well, I just
Thank
want to be
you.
your friend. I got a husband, dude. What do I need? If we ain't talking about business, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You're not buying a
Right.
product. You're not sponsoring it. Or you want to become a sponsor? Do you want to do? Do you want to sponsor a program? I go into business mode. I go into
Exactly.
sale mode. And they be like, well, no, I don't need none of that. I said, well, you don't need none of that. You don't need to talk to me. Click, block.
Exactly. Like I
Now,
know this is business. Right.
answer, I don't even answer them. I just block them straight off the bat. I don't have time to
Exactly.
explain myself.
Right. Like
I
this
don't
is
have time to
business.
waste my time.
Exactly.
And the thing is you have to be strategic about the way you
Mhm.
use the apps. You know,
Right.
about the way you use the apps. Okay, well, how could I say this? If you're gonna be in business as an author or whatever you're doing, have a separate account for your business. Create
Mm-hmm.
another Facebook page just for
Right. Mm-hmm.
and the other page can be personal. Now, and then I also say this. I heard my coach say this the other day. I don't know if I heard her right. I'm gonna misquote her. Why do I need
Mm-hmm.
to associate people that's not supporting me?
Right.
I need to associate with people that are not supporting me, and all they put on it, it's all about them. It's all about them, what they want. And it's
Right.
like, wait a minute, excuse me, but I got products too.
Right.
I got the show over here, and I got this, and I got that, and oh well, no, I don't need that right now. But can you put this on your page to so I can get some clients?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm gonna charge you for that.
Exactly.
It's money. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
and we can't treat people like as an entrepreneur. It's about business.
Right.
You know, and
Exactly.
and I say get out the free game because you're going to be broke. It'll keep you
Yes.
broke. And you have to invest in your advertising, you have to
Yep.
invest in your marketing, you have to invest in everything that you do, and and make the time for it. Make the time.
Right.
Put your, I had to do this as a entrepreneur myself.
Right.
I had to learn how to cut the phone off. This
Yeah.
I'm going into self-care talk now. Self-care.
Right. Oh, we need it. Like we all need that self care.
And self-talk, self-care is a way of saying, look, I need to take a break.
Yes.
Because you're writing these, you're doing this, you're going
Mm-hmm.
you're like an octopus with eight hands,
Right.
but you ain't got but two hands and
That's
one brain.
that's it. Right.
You
Exactly.
have to say, look, I can't do that today.
Right. Like we were talking earlier, we had to take them naps. You
Yup.
have to. You
Now
have to.
I,
You have
I'll
to.
bust a nap in a minute.
You have to.
I bust a nap in a minute. Be like,
Have
um,
to.
especially when I feel overwhelmed with something,
Right.
or I feel stressed out,
Right.
or I
Exactly.
feel I'm tired. Sometimes all
All the above.
that anxiety it drain you.
Right.
You
All
won't
the
have no
above. That's what I said.
you won't have no energy
Mhm.
for, you won't have no energy for to do anything. If your
Right.
anxiety is up high, you got, and and I understand about we have children.
Right. Children, grandchildren,
We have,
parents,
we have
everything.
to
Right.
we have to find someone sometimes
Right.
to give us a break.
Yes.
Somebody that we trust that can watch the children maybe about 3-4 hours
Right.
and take a break. Because you'll be a mommy, you'll be an entrepreneur, you'll be in a church lady, first lady, lady in this organization doing it.
Mm-hmm.
When are you gonna make time for you? Because
Right.
let me tell you something. I was running as a certified nurse assistant.
Right.
I learned this because my health deteriorated when my sciatic nerve started acting up on me.
I understand how that is.
From me lifting, moving the client. I got a client.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a buck 25, 145, whatever, and
Right.
he 65. I'm rolling him over, moving him. I'm trying to do and
Mm-hmm.
patients and running around all day and take care of them and cleaning out. And that takes a
Right.
toll on your health.
Yes. Yes.
And so one day I tried to get up for work, girl.
Mm.
I wasn't moving out no bed. That sciatic nerve ain't nothing to play with. That the first episode I had with that, and
Okay.
it hurt so bad.
Mm.
The doctor said I had to go to the emergency room. And my first episode was sciatic nerve problem. The doctor
Right.
said you got a pinched nerve
Mm.
back.
Right.
So I had to learn how to look. I can't do that job no more.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing certified nurse assistant.
Right.
I really got to concentrate on being a solopreneur entrepreneur because I still got bills to pay.
Right.
I have made it easy on myself because I know when to say no.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to say no and stop saying yes to everybody else around me. Yeah, I'll watch you. Yeah, I'll go here. Yeah, I'll do
Mm-hmm. You got to learn to protect yourself.
and no. Turn this sucker off.
Right. I'm learning.
Turn
Sometimes
this
I backslide sometimes, but
turn
I'm learning.
if you taking a nap, I
Right.
turn my phone completely off. I mean, off.
Mhm.
No, it don't light up, don't do nothing. It just off.
I ain't there yet. But the other day when you told me, you said, Miss Deborah, turn your phone down, turn it on silent. I did turn it on silent. I turned it over and I laid down and I took a nap.
Because how can I say it? Even the phone can give you anxiety.
You're right. Because that constant ding ding
The phone
notification, the light
the
flashing.
phone can give you anxiety because that's
Hmm.
the first thing sometimes I reach for in the morning when I get up.
Right.
But then I have to remember I got to say prayers. So I just throw that phone
Right.
over there. I don't care. Look, me and the
Right.
Lord spend time together. And
Right.
it's good to have a good prayer life, a good relationship with
Yes.
God,
It
and get up
is.
in the morning with prayer or praise
Mhm.
and worship, or
Right.
or just
Listen to
sometimes
the word.
just laying there and
Right. Some quiet time with
not
the
doing nothing.
right.
Them people ain't going nowhere. Them people,
Exactly. It's gonna be there. All the little messages or whatever on there, it's gonna be
it'll be there when you get
there. Exactly. It's gonna
there.
be
And treat yourself.
right.
Treat yourself. You don't put all this work in for the week or the month or whatever.
Hmm.
And treat yourself.
Right.
Did
Exactly.
nobody take me out for my birthday. My
Right.
husband did not take me out for my birthday. He
Mm.
gave me the money. I was like, okay, all right. You ain't gonna stop me. I'm gonna go sit down at Olive Garden, sit down, have me some wine, child, and eat my
Right.
spaghetti and meet my favorite dish and have
Hmm.
some breadsticks and sit there and just take my time to eat.
Right. I don't blame
Take
you.
time to take care of yourself because
Right.
you only got one you. And
Right.
you know, and when my anxiety is up too high, my sciatic
Hmm.
nerves start acting up.
Right. No, I don't
I've
understand.
noticed, I've noticed that about my body. Your
Right.
body tells you when to sit down.
Yes.
Tells when you need rest.
Yes, my migraines come with mine, even when it sometimes it be the weather and different triggers, but Sometimes it's that stress when I need to just rest. And I was
Right.
like, I could just, it just when the migraine hit, oh, it's just shut down time. It's okay, Deborah, time you lay down. And I ain't got no choice but to lay down. Cause when it real full blown migraine comes,
Yeah.
oh, I can't fight it. I ain't got nothing to do, no choice but to do just lay down. That's it.
Yeah.
I can't buck the system or nothing.
Yep,
I'm
right.
down for the count.
And the thing is, sometimes good to get out, get up in the morning
Right.
for a walk or something,
Yes.
go to the park, or
Sunlight.
you
Right.
know, or just sometimes, and I even take days off.
Yeah, you have to, even as an
I take
entrepreneur, you
days
can't
off.
work every day.
I
Right.
have decided that I'm taking Sunday off.
Right.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing no lives. I was doing lives. I was doing them, and now it's like I'd rather do the live during the week than try to do it
Mm-hmm.
on the weekend because I I just want to relax on Sunday. Day is a day for relaxation and with God
Right. Right.
because I've been putting all this other stuff, doing all this, and then I can't rest.
Right.
And then, somebody calling me, oh, you need to do, da, 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 da. No, Sunday, I
Mm-hmm.
don't answer my phone. I
Right.
don't do not, this is another thing you do as entrepreneur. Give y'all one more bit of advice.
That advice, girl.
Do you know you can schedule your posts on your app?
Yes, I love that. I love the schedule post,
Do
honey.
you know you can schedule your posts on your apps? Now, if
Mm-hmm.
y'all need help with that, come see me. I
Yeah.
help set up. Okay.
When they
Um,
started doing that, ooh, I was like, yes. I'm like, I'll do it, but sometimes I'll get at night. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I can put this on here, I can put this on here, put that, and
mm,
all they gonna go through, throughout how I schedule them, and then I
yeah,
ain't gotta sit there and be on there all the
all
time.
day, all
Yeah,
day.
after a while,
Posting.
that get time consuming. Like I like Facebook, but I don't like Facebook like that.
Right?
You
You be
know,
up there, you be going, okay, I'm gonna just be
got
up here
time to
an
be
hour,
on
and
there
then
all
for
day
you
long.
got 3, 4 hours in. I'll be like, no,
Right. Like I ain't got time to be on there
no.
all day long. I got other stuff I got to be doing, Like,
And
mhm,
that's the thing, you can
mhm.
schedule
Right.
your stuff,
Exactly.
schedule your posts, schedule your live, schedule your stuff because
Right.
being an
Mhm.
entrepreneur is not, especially if you're doing it by yourself.
Right. Exactly.
If
And
you're
most
doing it
of
by
us are.
yourself, and find
Hmm.
a way that you could maybe possibly hire the interns from the college.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, has anybody ever thought of that? Where you can hire an intern from the
Yes.
college that's in the field that you're working in, as like they want to be administrative assistants, they want to be virtual assistants, they want to,
Right.
help you, in that field from the college,
Hmm.
that they can get credit for working with you because they work with you. You ain't got to pay them, but it becomes a credit on their college course.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I heard something about that a little bit
Yeah,
too.
so check into that.
Yeah.
I'm planning on getting one myself because Sharice is tired.
Right. Hmm.
Sharice is head about to roll off down the alley. I'm tired. But doing it by,
Mhm.
and it's not fun when it's by yourself because you have so many responsibilities to do, and
Right.
you're so busy with the admin work that you don't have time to do the other work. You be like, now I gotta go do the books. Now I gotta count this inventory. Now I gotta figure who gonna be on my show tonight. Figure out who gonna do that,
Right.
and um, it's some other things. I'll come back and share them another time. I know
Right.
we running on this hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Talk.
You had a lot of good nuggets to share. I'm gonna let them see the cover of your book, though. Let them see the cover of your book. So when
Oh,
they go to Amazon, I got a copy of the cover. So when they go to
okay. All
Amazon,
right. Okay. All right. Okay.
yeah, let me.
I'm sorry, I wasn't
Oh
prepared.
no, you're fine.
Book,
Yeah, you're
cause
fine.
I'm waiting on my order for my books now. I'm waiting on the order for
Okay.
that book.
All right,
Yes.
here we go. Here we
Yes.
go, you guys. This is a copy of the cover, so you can order from her website. I did share her website here down at the bottom, ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. So they can go to your website, right, and order a copy. And
Yes,
by
they
the time you order your copy, she'll have her copies in so she can give you an autographed copy.
yes.
Yeah, so you get you an autographed copy. So go to her website and go ahead and get your order in of Coming to Loving Yourself by
Mm-hmm.
Sharise Johnson Moore and get your copy. So we can
Yes.
all maybe come back one day and talk about it, or you can reach out to her, of course, as well. So
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be a wonderful book. I've started reading the story, and it seems like it's going to be a wonderful story to read. I can't wait to finish reading it. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, you all, this has been a wonderful, wonderful, eventful night tonight. I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and yes, we got to do this again sometime soon. So you guys, thank you so much for watching, and those of you who are still on here, we appreciate you for staying on with us tonight. And again, like I said, reach out to Sharise through her website at sharicejohnsonmoore.com. And you all have a wonderful night and join us again next week. And then again, follow me here on the website at www.harabedthoughts.com. And let me post that in the chat real quick for you. Just one more moment. I will put that in here and trying a new streaming system tonight. And I know I did get some comments that Bossy Blinker, she did like the new setup. So I might stick with this one. So we'll see and we'll give it a try. But let me put the website and you can head on to the website and you can sign up for the newsletter so that you can stay informed on the coming interviews that we have going on for this show, sharing your story, as well as our other show that we have going on as well called Conversations That Heal. And Conversations That Heal airs on it's probably going to be the second and fourth Sunday, or at least probably about 2 Sundays a month, because I am going to take Sharice's advice and at least have some Sundays off and not work every Sunday.
Right.
But yeah, so definitely check that out. And here we go again. It is heritage.thoughts.com. So you can sign up for the email. So once you go on the website, just scroll down and go on our email list and you can put in your information and that way you can get the newsletter. So again, thank you all so much for watching. And again, go ahead and go to her website and you can get a copy of her book, Coming to Loving Yourself. And Sharice, I have again enjoyed talking with you tonight. And thank you so much for coming on. And you have a wonderful rest of your night. Okay, girl. And I will see you in the morning on Clubhouse.
All right. All right.
All right, girl.